Hi. Okay, we have sorry, I just couldn't tell if we were recording. We have one more prop day. We're going to use the big ball. If this works for you, pick a spot where you're near a wall. There's two exercises that you may want your foot against something for a little more stability. We are going to start laying face down over the ball. So I apologize. I know sometimes that's an uncomfortable position to get into. I want to do focused breathing where we can sense the ball against the front of the body. So I'm going to lay on it so that it is really like, belly on top. And my knees are going to be out a little farther than if I was in a normal quadruped position. I want you to be back enough on the ball that you can tilt your pelvis around it so that you feel flexed in your lower spine and that you've given yourself enough room to either just hang your arms here or hug around the ball. And depending on your alignment, like where you've landed with the size of the ball, mine, by the way, as you're looking at it, it's like mine's a little deflated. So you might not end up with your knees so far back. But anyway, you can keep your chin against it, or if you prefer, just lay your cheek against it so you're looking to the side. In this flexed position, see if you can get a lot of your inhale to create movement in your back. When you breathe in through your nose, the rib cage should expand away from the spine, and hopefully you can sense the air getting into the deepest part of your lungs. As you exhale, notice the abdominal wall compressing as you blow the air out. So it's like getting firmer and compressing away from the ball itself. As you breathe in, send the breath into your back and take your time allowing the ribs to expand from low to high. And then when you exhale, blow the air out through your mouth, drawing the abs away from the ball and hugging the ribs in from the sides. One more time, breathe in. And then let your upper body feel soft, releasing tension from your neck and shoulders as you blow the air out. All right, so we've brought attention into the back of your body. The next two exercises we'll do from kneeling position to mobilize your lats, one of the muscles of your back and your shoulder, and then just to continue warming up your spine. So first, let's just go through a hinging motion. You're going to hinge at your hips, keeping your back neutral. You're also going to flex your shoulders so that you end up in a long line from fingertips to your hips, and then you're going to bring yourself back up. So I want you to think of pushing the ball away and hinging forward as a stretch for your lats. You're still drawing your abs in, and you're using compression through your exhale to stay neutral as you come up. Inhale as you release down, elongating, and then exhale to lift. My arms feel soft, like they're riding along on the ball, but then pressing down into it, activating my lats when I come up. Let's do two more times. And exhale to lift. As you hinge forward, keep the pelvis roughly above the knees and then back up. All right, so that's your base move. Let's turn it into a cat stretch by adding spinal articulation. You're going to nod the chin, round your spine as you push the ball forward. And then as you get parallel to the floor, you're going to stick out your tail, lift your chest and chin, and go into an extension here. When you exhale, tuck your tail under, roll yourself back up to straight, and take an inhale nice and tall at the top. Exhale, drop your chin, curl forward. Inhale, stick your tail out, let your chest drop, lift your chin. Exhale, drop your head, round your spine, pull the ball in towards you. Inhale up at the top, twice more, nod your chin, start to curl forward on your exhale. Stick your tail out, elongate through neutral, lift the heart and extend. Exhale, tuck your tail, roll it back up again. Inhale at the top, last one, drop your chin, curl forward. Inhale, roll it out, tail to head, and then exhale, roll it back up to the top. Can you go back into the first version of the hinge where you're just flat back? All right, so now I want you to be able to let a little movement happen at your hips because we're going to go into the thread the needle and I want a little more room to explore. So I'm going to take one hand off the ball. I'm going to drop underneath and I've got two choices. I can sit back as I twist or push the ball forward more as I twist to emphasize each pulse. And then I'm going to come back to the center and back up to the top. Okay, so that'll be the pattern. I'm going to drop down into it on the inhale. Other arm threads through. Exhale, twist. And two, and one. Inhale, I go back to the center, and then lift back up. I'm totally botching this breathing. Hinge forward. We'll make that an inhale. And exhale, twist three. I've got to stay with that. Two, and one. Inhale, back to the middle, and exhale up. Yeah, it works for me. All right, inhale, hinge forward. Other arm reaches through. Press three, deeper two. Keep sticking those sit bones out. One, back to center. and then back up. One more to each side. Hinge forward. Now let your gaze follow where you're reaching. So I'm kind of trying to look under the arm. And 3. I'm coming back to center, rising back up. Last time, hinge forward. And exhale to wring it out. And 2 and 3. Let's bring it back to the middle. Squeeze those glutes. Press it back up to the top. All right, from here, you're going to sit on the ball. When I set up for seated work when I'm rolling, which I will be doing in this, I find it helpful to walk the feet out just a little farther than the knees. That way, when you start to move, your knees have plenty of space to go forward. All right, we're going to reach your arms forward at chest height. Start sitting up tall on your sit bones, and you'll notice I'm just a little forward of the top to get the roll going the most easily. All right, on your exhale, roll your hips back. You're going to round your lower spine as you shoot your knees forward to cover your toes. And then as you inhale, stay in the C shape and round forward over your knees. And wait till you're back on the sit bones, then start a new one. Roll back the pelvis, keeping the lower spine rounded. And then inhale, dive forward over the legs. So the side view is great to see how much my legs travel within the range of motion. And you can see I'm holding the shape of my spine, so I'm always flexed, and that shape, I'm working isometrically in the abs, just rocking back and forth. Now, roll back and hold. Let's take your arms overhead as you inhale. Exhale, lower them back down to chest height. Inhale, dive forward over your legs. Roll back, exhale, slide your shoulders down. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, dive forward. Exhale, roll back. Inhale up, exhale lower, dive it forward one more time, roll back, arms float up, drop down, dive forward. I want you to sit up tall, keep your arms at chest height. All right, we're still going to rock back the pelvis. Now let's do it from straight. And I want you to come into the rounded back. We're going to add a little rotation for the obliques roll back. Inhale as you come back up to the center. Go to the other side. Curl the pelvis back as you round the lower spine. You're going to twist and inhale up to the middle. Exhale, roll back, open the chest. And inhale back up and roll down and rotate. Inhale to lift. Make sure your head and neck are turning as well. Look at that backhand. Inhale up to the sit bones. As hard as you're working to express the exercise, make sure you're getting all the way up. Give yourself a good starting position for the next rep. Exhale. Feel that opposition. Sit bones down. Head reaches up. Last 2. And up. One more time. Rolling back and lifting back up again. All right, let your hands come down for middle. Now, we're going to change our position on the ball. And I want you to slide down it, letting your body kind of hang around the edge of it. And this is just not the exercise, but for visualizing, say I could lift my hips off the ball, or I could let my body take its shape. I want you in that little flexion at your hips. Hands are going to go behind your head, and now we're going to mobilize the upper end of your spine, staying stable in the lower half. When you breathe in, lay back towards the ball. As you exhale, tip your chin down, crunch forward till your shoulder blades come just off the ball. And then you're going to lay back, opening the elbows wider, and then exhale to curl up. We're going to do it 3 more times like this, and then we're going to add some arms to it. But right now, feel the shoulder blades coming closer together and spreading wider apart when you come up. And just one more time, they come closer together, pinching behind you, and then rounding forward. Now, bring the arms back into it, and we're going to make an arm circle. As you lay back, you could take your arms overhead, and then circle your arms as you curl forward. Inhale, lay back over the ball. Exhale, nod the chin, curl forward. And you can feel pretty dramatic with that head move. Give me your chin to chest. You want that powerful to come up. I was being too soft. Let's go the other way. Inhale, lay back with the arms circling. Now let the arms lead, and then just follow it forward into that crunch. Inhale, lay back. Keep letting your pelvis hang. And exhale, curl forward. Look to it. One more time. Breathe in. And then exhale, back up. All right, hands back behind the head. Now, curl your pelvis up into a little bridge there. You're going to feel it stretch through the front of your thighs. And then I want you to practice rolling down one rib at a time, then your low back, and then your hips. Okay, so again, you're going to curl up from the pelvis, rolling up to your hips are as high as your knees. Keep looking forward like over the legs, and then roll back down one bone at a time. Let your hips hang. Since you're looking this way anyway, your gaze is higher than your knees, but you can still see them in your periphery, right? So just make sure they stay the same width the whole time. sometimes when you're using your glutes, it's easier to feel them if you turn out, and I really want you to fight that. So you're going to push down into your big toes. You're going to feel some sensation in your inner thighs. You're going to feel your hamstrings, also helping lift your hips, and then roll back down. We've got that 2 more times. Hey, reformer students, what reformer exercise would you get better at if you did this exercise? Here, roll back down. 1 more time. Exhale, curl up. And I could say, what Cadillac exercise do we sometimes do that could also get better if we improved that sequencing of the spine? Get back to me about that one. All right. We are going to fall down to get off that ball. Sorry, it sounded like that was going to be more exciting than it really was. Next, we're going to go prone on the ball again, but slightly different way. Now, this is one of the exercises you may feel more comfortable being against the wall. If you want that stability, yeah, my mat's like not really at a right angle, so I'm going to go offline with my mat. Both feet would be against the wall. We're going to go into a similar position to where we did the breathing, but what you want to be able to create is a position where when you did like a dart, your feet aren't going to go sliding out from under you. So my abdomen's on the ball, my pelvis is on the ball, but I'm trying to distribute it so that it doesn't make me feel like I have to pee. Like I've got it definitely in this whole area. Okay, now if you don't need that, I'm going to actually come away from it now just so you can see a little bit better, a better angle of what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to hit the breaststroke prep 1 extension first. You're going to start with your knees bent, your low back flexed over the ball, and your hands on the ball. It's going to be a little bit on the low side. My elbows are bent, and I'm going to say, not relax, but just kind of get out of your shoulders. Let your elbows kind of curl in towards the ball. All right. You're going to extend the knees as you inhale. At the same time, you're going to lift your head and chest so you can see the base of the opposite wall. I'm giving pressure into the ball and pulling my shoulder blades back. Then when I exhale, I'm going to compress the abs, round my upper body forward, soften the knees down to the mat. On the inhale, I'm going to extend the knees. So I make my body longer, then I lift the head and chest into extension. And then when I exhale, I'm going to lower back down, hitting these to the floor and flexing. Inhale, lift up. Chest nice and wide, pull those shoulder blades back, and then allow them to separate as you flex back down. 1 more time this way. Inhale, lifting. And then exhale as you return. Now bring your arms by your sides. This time, we're going to make a more true straight line like an arrow or a dart. I want you to roll your shoulders back as you extend the knees, and then reach your head away from the balls of your feet. So that's that continuation of the 2 ends of the body. And then you're going to soften your knees to the ground, round your shoulders forward, and flex. And again, inhale, fill up with the air, reach that energy forward. So definitely I feel like I'm flying in that direction. And then exhale, I'm going to soften around, compressing, soften around the ball as I flex. Inhale, lift up, opening the chest wider. And exhale to return. Just 1 more time. Inhale up, roll those shoulders back, hug the arms in tight by your body, and lower back down. All right, now we're going to bring your hands under your forehead. That alone will be more challenging when you come up because you're holding more weight with your upper body when you're lifting. But that's to set up rotation prone, so we're going to do a little rotation once you're up. All right, get floppy, hands at your forehead. First, let's set up that long position. So I'm just going to reach out, make that dart, see what it feels like to have this extra tension. Now, when you exhale, I want you to rotate towards the screen, turning one elbow up as you twist. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, rotate to the other side. Inhale, back to the center, and then lower back down. And again, reach up, go to dart, slide the shoulder blades down. Twist to the side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, rotate, back to center, lower down. I was doing okay not being against the wall, but I keep sliding a little backwards when I come down, and I just fell off the mat. Okay, and then it got serious. Last time, you're going to rotate to the side, back to the middle, and then the other side, back to the middle, lower down. I'm sorry to not give you tons of great cueing there because I was falling off the ball the whole time. Okay, I want you to sit back in a shell stretch. You can move your hands to the sides of the ball so you can still hold it without losing it. And then flex forward. Now you might feel like you're not as deep into the shell because you have to hold the ball. Just work with that. And I want you to take that breath in, try to breathe into your back. Notice how it's still round even though it's in a different angle. Stay for an exhale, compressing your abs. Do another breath in. Now this time as you exhale, I want you to roll the ball forward a little and then use the force of your inhale to expand backwards to drag the ball towards you. Exhale, I push forward. Breathe into the back, round that mid-back. One more time. Exhale, dive forward. And then inhale, roll all the way back up. Okay, the other exercise I thought you might like a foot against the wall is the next one. We're going to do a side bend over the ball. If you're wearing shoes, like your sneakers will probably be fine as well. Also, like your couch, if it's not going to slide, you could put it against one of the legs of the couch. Feet of the couch. What are those called? Legs? I don't know. Anyway, all right. So I want to get my body close to the ball. I'm going to fall into it and lay over it so my waist is over the top. Now, the amount of verticality of this leg really is about the size of the ball. Again, remember, mine's a little smaller than it should be for my height. So that will affect the angle as well. All right, now this is going to be the anchor. So if you're using the wall, that's what you want to have contact with. And I'm going to have you start out trying this first with your hand, one hand behind your head, other arm on your side. And I want you to just feel the effect of the side bend. So I'm going to glide that arm down my leg and then lower down. Even with my foot against the wall, I was still about to fall. Hey. All right, so that if that feels too easy, which might be about your strength, it might be about the size of the ball because you're at a different angle than I am. The smaller the ball is, the lower you are and the harder this gets. So if you need it to get harder, if your bottom arm is straight or mostly straight, it starts to feel like a heavier load to lift up. Okay, so that's something you could do as a progression. Can't go back in time, but if you do this video again a second time, you could do this right from the beginning of the set. One more time. And I'm saying the word progression because whether you're doing this or that, now put this hand here, and that arm becomes part of the load. Okay, so I could stay with that short arm, or if you were doing this, go back to that one. Okay, and we're just going to do that 3 more times. I'm going to show the other one again. So it's here and 2. One more time. And done. Okay? All right. Let's take it to the other side. You could turn around. I'm going to have to get creative because I just would feel so rude if you were just staring at my back this whole time. Okay. So I've got the body position into the ball. I've got the legs as the anchor. And I'm going up that way and then back down. So that's your first variation. The lighter load to lift, facilitating the movement with sliding the arm down. Or I was taking it this way. Make sure the head gets to side bend both ways. My voice is like totally fading out because I am just struggling at like 2 moments in this movement. One more time. And then back down. All right. So I can go top arm overhead, either of those arm positions. You're coming up on your exhale and then coming back down. Exhale up. That was your other option. Inhale down. It makes a huge difference when you do not have something to put your foot against. So if you're doing it like that, just know you're working really hard. Give me 2 more times. Exhale up and down. Last one. Showing that again. Sorry. And then back down. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I'm embarrassed to show you my weak spots here. That was one. All right. Here. A hip roll. Here's the game plan. I want you to put the heels against not the top of it, but the top corner that's closer to you. Okay, so I've pushed it away just a little. That's closer than the apex of the ball. I'm going to keep my feet flexed, and I'm trying to drive my heels down into the ball to activate the leg muscles I'll need to do a hip roll. When you exhale, you're going to curl your hips off the mat, roll up to a bridge. Your knees should still be bent. And then you're going to roll back down a bone at a time. Try that one more time now before you go. If that was very hard, try your feet a little wider. It's the only thing I can do to help you right now. I can't hold the ball for you because I'm at home. And roll back down. All right, here's the plan. You go up. We push the ball out and in once and we come down. Let's see what happens. Roll up. Stay there for breath in. Now, when you push the ball away, expect your hips to fall partially. They're going to drop to about the height of your feet. So like we're in a hover. And then when you bend your knees, I want you to lift your hips back up and roll back down. Next time we do it, 2 times you're pulling the ball in and out. Roll up, set your bridge, take a breath in. Exhale, push the ball away. Now squeeze your glutes, lift up. Do that a second time. Push away, let your hips go down to hover. Lift back up. Now roll back down. This time we do 3 in a row. Curl off, set your bridge. Okay, now straight line, shoulders to knees. Straighten the legs. We drop to the height of the knees. Lift your hips, follow those knees up. And drop down for 2. And lift back up. Exhale for 3. Inhale, lift up. Now exhale, roll back down. 4 in a row this time. Exhale, curl up to bridge. Inhale at the top. Exhale, push it away. Let's go to hover. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale away. Inhale, lift. Exhale away. Inhale up. One more time, push it away. And lift, roll back down. 5, and then we're done. Exhale, roll up to bridge. We inhale at the top. Let's push it out for 1. Lift back up. Push it out for 2. Lift back up. 3. Get low in that hover. Squeeze those glutes. Lift high. One more time. Drag it in. Finish strong. Roll down through your spine. Okay. Let's get off your back. And let's finish up with a couple lunges. All right, we're going to begin kneeling facing the ball. I want you to take one leg out straight with your foot flexed so your toes are off the mat. Keep your back as neutral as possible. You're going to hinge forward at your hips, pushing the ball away from you, and then come back up. We're going to do that 5 times. Hinge forward, and I want my sit bone to pull backwards, and that's what's giving me the hinge. My sit bone is pulling away from the knee, so the whole hamstring gets pulled, and hinge forward, pulling those toes up, and return. Bend your front knee. Keep your torso a little more vertical. You can have some contraction of your glutes, but I want it to feel just a bit like you're tucking, then that you're pushing forward. So you're going to take an exhale to lunge like so. Inhale back up. My pelvis is traveling forward and down slightly. If it could keep going, my arm did that right angle, the perfect angle, it would go to my heel of the front foot. And one more time like that. So it's just like your single thigh stretch, and then back up. Okay, now you're going to move the ball around to the outside. I'm just going to turn towards you a little bit. So the outside of the front knee. You'll take your other arm up, and then you're going to side bend and lift. And then lunge forward just a little more. Side bend again. If that feels like a better stretch, stay there. If it felt better without the extra lunge, go back like you were. And up 2 more times. Side bending over and lifting. Last time. And then up. Okay, keep the ball on that side. We're going to switch which leg is in front. Ba-dum-bump. And now boom. Okay. All right, so just from this angle, since I'm here already, toes up, you're going to do that hinge forward and then back up. And so again, just from the side, keeping the back straight on this one, I'm tipping forward. So I want the chest to come to the ball. My gaze is helpful here. I'm looking beyond the ball. That's where my eyeballs are staring. So if you tend to drop your head and look down at your knee, resist it on this one, because in this case, it's not just that you're forgetting your head. You're actually affecting what happens along your back, making the stretch. One more time. And then up. Okay, bending your front knee. Going into a little forward lunge. Take an exhale and lunge into it. And then come back. And again, exhale forward. And inhale back. And just 2 more times. Exhale to lunge. And return. And one more time. All right, then I'm just going to slide the ball around to the outside of the front knee. And this will let you get that side view. So first, I'm just going to roll it to the side, take you on that little side stretch. Okay, then the other suggestion to feel out was to add just a little forward lunge and see if that gives you a better stretch wherever you need it. And do that 3 more times, whichever way you liked it best. And up and over for 2. And lift 1 more time. Over and up and relax. All right, you are all done for today. I hope you have a good week.